Good morning. Well, I'm trying to adjust this as I didn't look and see what temperature it is right now, but I'll tell you what, it was one cold mother last night. Right now it's 38. Uh, like I said, it was a cold mother last night. And this jungle bag is just what it means. It's a summer weight bag. Turn here. It's definitely not a cold weather bag. Although, if one thing I learned so far on the Appalachian Trail, be prepared for anything. And one thing I did do is I carried this goose down throw and a goose down coat. Now, I didn't put the goose down coat on. My pillow kept losing air because it was so cold. Now, I gotta say, the Kermit didn't, but it was definitely out of its comfort zone too. I was getting a little cold, not bad, but I had to break out my emergency stuff, my 18-hour hand warmers. And stick them in my bag for extra warmth. And I'll tell you what, I even slept with my wool gloves on, my army liners. Now I know this Gore-Tex bivy. I was told not to put my head underneath it because the moisture out of your lungs will just saturate, and that would have been maybe super hypothermic. This one wind bivy did great last night. I don't know why. In the hunting season, it frosted in here. I don't know if I didn't have it set right, that there was enough air coming through to keep the moisture moving, or if it was Gore-Tex. I took it out camping, weekend camping. Well, it was overnight camping with my grandson. And there was a torrential downpour. And this thing filled up with water. And one of the things I didn't do, I should have done, was trenched it. But I was, you live and learn. I don't like the trench. They say leave no trace and stuff. And it was in a church grounds, and I didn't want to put a nasty little trench around the lawn that they're trying to make. So, anyways, even his tent that he was using was one of my better tents, and it not only did he get water in that, but of course he don't listen 100%. And but the inflatable pad I gave him, it gave up the ghost, and it was more like a lumpy, just, you couldn't sleep on it. And I think he only weighs maybe 59 pounds, so he didn't have enough body weight to push it down, try to push the air to once. It just he rolled off of it, and so when I took a look at that that morning, I filed 13 debt and went and got another one for him. So if he goes camping again, I'll give him another mat. Now it's not a backpackers; it's a little on the heavy side, but hey, for a kid going weekend camping with his church group, it'll do him fine. It's not like being on the Appalachian Trail where you got to count ounces. So it's warmed up 7 degrees, and you don't think 7 degrees means a lot, but it does. I'm more comfortable than I was at 2 o'clock this morning. So I gotta get some coffee in me and start packing up, and I'm going home and take a shower and change clothes, and hopefully it warms up enough where I can feed the trout. I volunteered for another week at the club, and because during hunting season, I don't participate much. I don't even show up for the meetings, but I told them that. So I was trying to give the other guys a break, take a turn. I took a turn here a while ago, and it iced up so bad that I couldn't feed them, and it was endangering the screens. And so I called the guy that's in charge of the thing, and I said, "Hey, man, I don't know what you think, but I think those screens are, in danger of breaking." And I said, "Maybe you better come take a look at it." And so I didn't want to try anything on my own. So him and one of the other guys, they jumped in and did what they could. And I'm hoping that I made the right call by calling them. And because I thought it was a danger. I said, "I don't know what to do." I said, "I'm a newbie at the club, even though I'm an old geezer." But they had seen it before. So anyhow, I'm rambling on. So I'm sitting here finishing thawing out. I should have brought a washcloth and covered my face up, but if my nose got real cold, I'd put the wool gloves up on my face and warm them up. So it was a test. Yeah. If we're going to do cool weather camping, bring out a heavier sleeping bag. But I wanted to see what extreme I could use this. And so I'm hoping I'm not going to hit anything in this cold. But at least I know if I carry some backups, I can face it. Because you get in a 100-mile wilderness, you don't have no phone service. Now, there is some logging roads you can walk out, but, that's going to be a hit or miss if you're in the right place. You don't call the Forest Service. Not like some of these people that on the White Sea. They get tired and they want to quit, and they call the Forest Service to come get them. You don't do that. That's a no-no. It can wind up and cost you tons of money. Either you walk out on your own. Now, if you're in real dire straits, yes, call the Forest Service. I mean, there's no sense of dying. I mean, you get up there and you got light gear and snow dumps on you, and the temperature drops, and it's life or death. And you're cold and you don't have the dexterity to keep going. Uh, the sad thing is the trail runners, they get up there and they don't realize the snow is over their hips or way over their knees, and they're not dressed properly. They don't have survival backups with them, and they think they can keep going, and then they get themselves in trouble. I mean, if I start getting in the snow up to my shins, I think I'm going to turn around and head for a warm place or get out of there. You know, especially if I don't have the right gear. I mean, I'm not that far from the car. If I wanted to cancel, I could have just rolled this stuff up, thrown it in the car, fired the heat up, and headed home. But I wanted to just push it. I had an exit. I had some extra gear. So that's the difference between this was an experiment. I mean, I survived. And it's good to test yourself, see how far you can go. I mean, but like I said, I had it out, and so I mean, it wasn't like I couldn't go home. You know, you get up in the Bigelows, yeah, you can get rescued, but you just don't do it. It costs a lot of money bringing search and rescue in, and people take some of them are volunteers and they have to take time off of work, and that's not fair to their family. But they're the nice thing, and I applaud them guys that are volunteers. You know, to give your time up to save somebody's life in dire need, they're heroes. My hat's off to you, even though I'm not going to take my hat off. You know, I did that. Humped out. Did some with scouts, you know, find kids and stuff. And sometimes it was bogus. We went out in the search and the kid was somewhere else. My granddaughter did that. She was playing hide and go seek, and she hid so well. And my son-in-law said they even called the fire company. They thought maybe she fell in the creek and drowned. And she's just a little bitty bitty thing. Oh my! But she learned an important thing. Don't do that again. I mean, it's all right to play hide and go seek, but if they don't find you after a while, sneak out because you won. Yeah, but that would scare any parent to death. I mean, I used to take off and go in the woods and I wasn't supposed to, but I always showed up eventually. Yeah, there was a couple times I overstepped my bounds, but that was a funny story. And there was other circumstances, which I won't go into. So, I sure don't want to crawl out of this sleeping arrangement right now because I am warm, a lot warmer now. You don't realize how 7 degrees means a lot. So, but I do. I got to get up and get moving, and not everybody will do what I do. 70, almost 71, and I'm still doing crazy things. So that's, although I woke up to go to the potty, and it said it may snow, but it might warm up. That might be a good thing, and but it didn't snow. But one thing, it was early on. It was a little moonlight, and the squirrels was out feeding last night. Yes, squirrels do not go to sleep if it's real moonlight. They'll feed, and they were pretty active around. I knew it was squirrels. It wasn't porcupines. It wasn't skunks. It wasn't deer, because deer would have snorted and carried on. It was squirrels, and they were, there's this nuts out here. We're gonna run around the trees and drop seeds and buds, and because some of the trees are budding, and they're feeding, and they weren't down on the ground much, but they were in the trees, and there might have been a fox around. That might have been another reason that they weren't on the ground. Fox or coyote or a marten. Or fish or cat. And well, they like fishers are a little bit bigger, so they'll go out on the skinnier limbs, and the fishers won't go. And then they'll jump to another tree and another tree and get away from them. But every once in a while, when a fisher's super hungry, he'll go after them. Well, I'm going to sign off. I'm not going to film my making a cup of coffee and getting dressed, but I'll just give you an update. Oh, by the way, I really like that pantry. Although I'm a large eater, Dakota, when I'm backpacking, I don't carry a firearm. I don't shoot wild game to stretch the pantry. But for short trips, that's awesome. I've been using it off and on. I even mentioned it in a couple other videos. And no, I haven't tried that that full-time mattress where you stuff leaves and stuff in it. I did treat it with Preferin, but this time of year when there's snow and stuff, and there is still snow around, you don't want to take and put wet stuff in it. You want to use dry. You don't want to have that extra moisture and getting your wool blanket and stuff. I have 2 wool blankets I want to try out, but I haven't been adventurous enough. Of course, I've been working on finishing the Appalachian Trail, trying to dial in lower weight so I can move faster, because I only got 2 months. I have to be back for youth field day at the club, and my cartridge former's coming, and I want to make up paper cartridges to speed up loading if the kids want to shoot, because last year we had a lot of kids that wanted to shoot the Navy, the PETA, and they got a kick out of that. And I got to download the loads. I can't. I want to use the otter hunting load, and so I got to download that, and so I'll have to measure every bit of powder going into the cartridge. It'll still go off, but it'll just, you don't have to pull the powder. You don't have to load. You still have to press the ball, but I bought a ball press, so when the other guys are giving their spiels, I can load a cylinder quicker, and maybe I might, with the cartridges, I want to measure and stuff. I just put the cartridge in, and boom, boom, I can load two cartridges or cylinders faster with everything pre-measured, and so I want to load up some of them and shoot them. Make sure that they go off, because I don't have no experience on paper cartridges on a black powder pistol, because I want to make sure that we don't have no like chain fires or the duds. Last time I went out to try the press out, I loaded up 2 cylinders, and I used some CCI Magnum caps, and they don't fit on the nipples real well, so you have to run them through, and they don't go off, and then the second time they'll go off. And I did get some Remington number 10s, and they go on, but I was having trouble getting them, so I got what I could, and then I was having trouble getting powder. Now I can get powder. It's not what I like, but that's what we can get, and we deal with it. Well, like I said, I'm rambling. I'm going to sign off. Sorry I rambled. Catch you later.